started with a look. Not the kind that demands attention, but the kind that lingers just long enough to mean something. David hadn't expected to see her again, not like this, no cameras, no stylists, no noise. Just her, standing alone in the quiet stillness of a city that had finally gone to sleep. Barbie turned slowly, sensing someone behind her. When she saw him, she didn't flinch, didn't pretend to be surprised. Like she'd somehow known he'd show up too. Their eyes met, and for a second neither of them moved. It was like time paused, not for drama but for possibility. "Couldn't sleep?" he asked, voice softer than she remembered. Barbie smiled faintly, folding her arms across her chest like a barrier she wasn't sure she wanted to keep. "Didn't really try." They stood a few feet apart, close enough to feel the tension but far enough to keep it from breaking. There had always been something between them, something that neither success nor time could erase. Not even distance. When they were together, the world seemed to fade just a little. David stepped closer, his hands in his pockets, unsure like a boy seeing her for the first time. "I've been trying to forget," he said. "But you keep showing up." Barbie tilted her head, eyes never leaving his. "Maybe I never left." It wasn't flirtation. It wasn't regret. It was something in between, something deeper. They hadn't seen each other in months, maybe longer. Work, life, timing, everything had gotten in the way. But no amount of pretending had erased what they had. Or what they still wanted. "I thought we agreed to stop doing this," she said, though her voice lacked conviction. He laughed under his breath. "We've never been good at sticking to the plan." A breeze passed between them, cool against the night air. It smelled faintly of jasmine and old memories. Neither of them spoke for a while. They didn't need to. The silence carried everything, the late-night phone calls, the fights, the laughter, the way they always found their way back to each other, even when they swore they wouldn't. David reached out, not to touch her but just to close the space. "I don't know what this is anymore," he admitted. Barbie looked at him, her eyes softer now. "Maybe we don't have to name it." That was the thing about them, it had never been perfect. But it had always been real. And in a world where everything felt curated and filtered, maybe that was enough. Not a fairy tale. Not a headline. Just two people in the middle of the night choosing to stay a little longer. When they finally walked away, they didn't say goodbye. There were no promises, no ultimatums. Just a shared glance that said, "This isn't over." And somehow that was the most honest thing they'd ever said.